YouTube! Welcome to Trip Boomers, Tech-Bodge Emporium. I'm Trip Boomer. I am your host. And in this one, we're going to be having a look at GTA Enhanced. I'm going to give you my recommended settings for any card, a 3060 and up. Anything below that, you may need to alter things slightly. But for me, these are the settings that I use and I would recommend to get the best out of the RT with a 3060 or above. Any card above, you're going to see improvements. The optimization gains you about 20 to 25 FPS, so you know, mileage may vary, but yeah, I thought I'd share it with you because I think the game runs beautifully, and yeah, it's cool. So should we get into it? Let's go. Okay guys, before we get into it, we'll go through the hardware in the system. I'm using a RTX3060, as you can see over here in Tech Power Ups GPU Z. I am manually overclocking it. Over here in MSI, using MSI Afterburner, I've added just over a gigahertz to the memory, and it's about plus 230, 250 to the GPU die. And I'm pairing it with a 12900KS and 32 gigs of DDR4 4600 CL18. Let's get into it, shall we? Come on, GTA. Oh, hang out on me, come on. Okay, no. Why are you being a dick now? Oh my fucking god. Yeah, oh, we're gonna have to do this in like fucking minute sections because my capture card is having a fucking fit. I need to replace it, but it's gonna be a couple of weeks and it's causing me a bit of a problem. That being said, let's have a look at the settings, and I'll go through the settings and I'll explain why I'm doing what I'm doing. It might be a bit choppy because if the capture card keeps letting go of the signal and then grabbing it again, so I'll have to chop those bits out. Anyways, we're on 1440p at 165 Hz. I've got reflex on with boost. Ray tracing is very high all the way across the board. I'm using DLAA so that it's not upscaling, it's native resolution. Shaders, everything is very, very high. Pretty much literally everything is maxed out apart from lighting. I dropped that down to normal. I'll explain why. Dropping your lighting and your shadows down to normal adds about 20 to 25 FPS to the speed of the game, and it doesn't make really any visual difference. The thing is, like, why would you be having Rasta paint their fake stuff over the top that they do to imitate what RT does when you've got RT doing it? So, but you do need to, certainly with this card, because of the limitations on how many RT cores it's got, and they're only second gen RT cores, you do have to, with the reflections, have them on about high, as far as I'm concerned, high or above. Below that, it shows too much of the RT reflections and are a little noisy on this card. I think they're noisy anyway, but I don't use DLSS because it drops the resolution of the reflections even further. But beyond that, those two drop to normal and the reflections on high on the raster settings, everything else maxed out, and this game runs awesome. So let's have a look how it gets on, shall we? We'll just pull up the things and we'll start counting the FPS. So we're getting what, 60s in here, little drops into the very high 50s. And to be fair, quite a clean frame time. Like, let's see how we get on outside though. That's inside. We got all that RT going. But remember, this is a 3060 at 1440p. And look at that, 75 FPS. Up in the 70s. What we'll do is we'll get a car, we'll get out into the world, and then we'll start counting the FPS because it makes sense. I'm going to grab this one because it does a cool thing with the lighting because of the ground kit and the colour it is. It glows. If you drive over anything sort of like semi-bright, you know, like white lines and stuff, it just sort of shines back up at the back of the panel, and it looks awesome. It glows. It's cool. Right, so online GTA. We'll start counting those FPS now. And So we've got the FPS that's happening above, and then you've got the averages on the left and the 1% lows on the right. So it's a pretty stable experience. Okay, we're only like 20 seconds into the game, but you know, it's GTA. If it crashes out, it's GTA. Right, remember I said about the capture card being intermittent? Yeah. We've just had a split in that. Like, it's super frustrating, and also why I'm not streaming. I don't want people thinking that I'm just saying one thing and then not doing it. But yeah, that's what the problem is. But as you can see, the game is playing awesome. We're getting what, averages of 80 with 67 lows. Look how... Really? So we're just gonna get in there, get the game running. The game runs fine. It's my capture card that's a problem. But obviously GTA doesn't like being fucking hanging around in the fucking menu and shit anyway. But my capture card's a fucking issue. Right, so let me just go. I'm just gonna go get the car. I'm going to replace it, but it's just gotta wait a few weeks, like. So that's why I haven't done anything. It's pissing me off. Right. So I was saying, like, because of the limitations, I would say it's the limitations of being on Gen 2 RT cores, and I've only got what, like 26 of them. So I don't think the reflections can be as clean as they wish they'd be. But I do have RT reflections. Everything looks freaking beautiful. And let's start counting the FPS. As I said, the one on the left is the average, and then that 66, 64, 62, that's the 1% lows. As you can see, the frame time on the bottom is smooth as silk. I do have a kind of a route to work with. Fortunately, it looks like it's going to get dark. Oh. But yeah, the game's running smooth as anything. I don't feel like it's going to have a fit if I start shaking the camera around. Although this game does not like any sort of mouse sensitivity or any sort of high DP. So I just need to... There we go. Get to the lowest. I've literally got this set for GTA. This low DP on my mouse is just purely for GTA. So yeah, we'll have a little scoot around, but as you can see, I'm pretty much above 60. So that 49 would have been a spike, which they don't really happen very often. But yeah, we're getting what, averages to 64, FPS to 60, 1440p on a 3060, and like the frame time's pretty smooth. We'll have a little look at something a bit more uplifted, but yeah, if I max everything out, we're in the 40s, guys. So this allows you to be over 60 for the majority of the time. Whoa. Almost hit a car then. Yeah, it allows you to be over 60 FPS for the majority of the time. I know what he's all saying, like, but Trip, what about if there's loads of water about, or what if there's loads of trees and foliage? Well, we'll have a look at the water thing now. There, we'll go this way. So there's loads of water over there, so we'll go check the water situation out. What's it like with with a massive water next to us and loads of reflection? Is that going to kill our performance? No. If anything, it's better looking that way than it is looking that way. Anyways, right. So we're getting like 82s, 70s. So for the most part, we're in the 70s. With dips into the 60s and highs into the 90s. At 1440p on a 3060 with full RT. And I mean, like, do you know what I mean? It's full RT. We're ray traced out. Oh, that's a wall. I was too busy looking where I was going rather than what I was doing, or that there was a wall there. But we may as well show a show a little love to old El Krizzpo. Chris, let's go. We'll go say hello to Jack. Or will it be Jacqueline? I don't know how to tell the two apart. So I'm just gonna guess. Oh, I think it's Jack. This one's Jack, right? Hello, Jack. Chris isn't with us today. It's okay. But is Bob here? We need to. Oops, I killed a rabbit. Accident. There's no Bob. Chris, is this a conspiracy or something? There's no Bob. Where's Bob? Where the fuck is Bob? Like, Bob must die to make the world a better place. Is that Bob? Just in case it is. You're Bob. Are you Bob? I don't think it was Bob. Oops. That's a slight accident. I'm just going with that was Bob. He was in disguise. Anyways. As you can see, the frame rate, even in, which I forgot to look at, so we'll have a look at it in here. A nice bit of bushy area. Oh, we've dropped down into the 40s here. So, when you really load it up with a load of trees and bushes, it is going to drop down to 50s, maybe very briefly into the 40s. But in general game, 70s. And me personally, I can live with that just for, like, I mean, the reflections look awesome. The game looks great. It plays really smoothly. I mean, barely anything in the way of a stutter. If that frame time was human, it would be dead. Simple as that. It's extremely flat. Like I'm more than happy with it. But yeah, 70s here, guys. We're gonna take a little route. I feel like, even though, like, obviously you got stuff like Jack's Hill there that's gonna stress you out because of all the hedges and stuff. I feel like this little route is kind of like the more heavy loaded when it comes to roads, you know, the sort of thing that you're gonna have to deal with whilst driving around. Thought it'd give you a more of a rough idea of what sort of frame rate you can expect. But yeah, these are my settings. Like, if you just drop those shadows and lighting down to normal on the raster side, keep those reflections on high just to help out the original reflections, the RT reflections from looking a little bit too noisy on the top of the cars and stuff. And yeah, you get full RT for 60 FPS pretty much most of the time. Like, if I hit that now, probably gonna, unless we get a spike, which might happen, it's probably gonna stay around 60 now, because this is quite a busy, quite difficult, an intensive area of the map. No more intensive than, you know, throwing yourself in a hedge. In fact, I think that little hedge that I went into after Jack's Hill is probably the most intensive spot I've seen on the game, because I tend to know how it behaves everywhere else after playing it for a bit. But yeah, these are definitely my settings. I play DLAA native 1440p and I get over 60 FPS with full RT. I mean, can you really ask for more than that from a 3060? Is there really more to ask for? I mean, look, we're getting 70s coming along here. And this is in online mode. So we will switch over and check out story mode. But I wanted to just scoot around on online mode for a wee bit. Mostly because my story mode is still... I think in story mode we're kind of locked into the beginning bit. I haven't actually completed in this version. When I restarted it, just started from fresh because I haven't completed the game on PC. I completed the game on Xbox years and years ago, and I haven't actually completed the storyline on PC. So every time it gets reinstalled on a new system, and it hasn't been reinstalled on a new system, but enhanced version got added. Basically, again, I've got to do the first bit of the story mode where you meet everyone. You've basically got to get it to Trevor, or it just restarts you on the friggin' story mode, like, is kind of frustrating a little bit. So that's why we're in online. But yeah, game's looking great. As you can see there, it's running sweet. Look how flat that frame time is. We're getting what, 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s, staying in that area. 50, 58, 1% lows. You don't see those times. They're just little mini spikes every so often, which barely exist. Like, I mean, I'm not being funny, but that frame time's pretty goddamn flat. It's just starting to rain, which is awesome. You get all those reflections where it's looking all beautiful. There are donuts in the grass, and you're still not really doing much, but dropping down to 60. Yeah, we've got a little spike into the 50s then, but as I said, this frame time's flat as anything. Looks great. I just want to see if it makes a difference having all the rain reflections on the roads. So I'm gonna hang around, drive around for a bit. They're starting to build up. I want to see if it makes different, if it's intensive, you know. It's definitely, I don't know. It might have dropped it a couple of FPS, but I don't think by much, if anything. Okay, have a beautiful time. I'm not sure how I failed that, but hey ho. We'll just fix the car a minute so it looks all pretty. We can appreciate those RT reflections.
What miracle did you want me to perform?
Just so we get the oh, look at those reflects. Come on, guys. Come on. We're still over 60. On a 3060 at 1440p with maxed out RT, maxed out population, variety, everything. And I think the reflections everywhere from the rain, because it has rained. Look at it, it's flooding. They have impacted the FPS a little bit. Not by much though, maybe like 5 FPS or something from all these reflections, which I'm okay with it. Right, if I was pixel peeping, I'd definitely find issues with the reflections and their quality and stuff, especially on this card. But again, like I said, it's only got like what, 26 Gen 2 RT cores, and it's still doing this 1440p 65 FPS, heavy rain, reflections everywhere, like everywhere, and it's still just flat as anything frame time. I don't get these sort of RT stutters that everyone keeps saying that we're supposed to get. Like, they don't really happen on my system, as you can see by the frame time. Like, it doesn't make a difference to it. Look, it's having a little hissy fit because I'm changing direction, but that's about it. So yeah, as I said, if you're using a 3060 or up, I'd recommend these settings. Like, you turn down those couple of settings on the RT lighting and shadows, yeah, and you're gonna have the best time. Like, you probably wouldn't even need to touch the reflections, really. I mean, if you got a 5090, why not drop the reflections and have a look at those RT ones a bit clearer, like? But yeah, no, this playing awesome. Like I said, the story mode's locked into the beginning bit, which is kind of frustrating. I need to get past it, but I haven't yet. Just so that I can do videos on there. If I go on the legacy one, that's not a problem. I can just go straight onto story mode. But not on the enhanced. Even though it's the same one. Oops. And by the magic of GTA, let's go. So yeah, guys, if you're on a 3060 or above, I would definitely go with these settings. If you're at 1080p, then these settings are gonna look freaking awesome. These numbers are gonna look great. I'm gonna say 1080p maybe. Instead of 60, 90s. Probably 90s, pushing over 100s with these settings on a 3060 at 1080p. What are you guys running the game on? Let me know. Let me know what you're running, how you're getting on. Would you consider using these settings? It is native 1440p on a 3060 with full RT. And we're getting 60 plus. So in a game like GTA, I don't see 60 plus as an issue. To be honest, if I'm completely honest, I don't see 60 plus as an issue with a game like GTA. There's no real point in anyone. You don't really tend to need more than 60. We're just gonna grab this because it's an extremely shiny car. And you will see the, like I said, you will see the slight limitations to the RT cores of this card, because the in-car reflections can look a little noisy. I couldn't be bothered going the normal way down. But yeah, the game looks great. Like, these reflections look awesome. And like, it's not just reflections in the road when it's raining. Like, my car's in that car. You can see my car in that car. Look at that. And all above 60 FPS on a 3060 and 1440p with a frame time that, if it was human, would be freaking dead. So anyone that turns around and says you can't ray trace on a 3060 or you couldn't ray trace until a 4080 Super or something, until that card, there's no point. Yeah, it's ray tracing's viable now. Whatever. I've been using ray tracing for years. Look at this. Do you know what I mean? You don't need more than 60 FPS in GTA, and the average being 70 is just freaking awesome. Look how flat that frame time is. Look how awesome the reflections of the world look. I've got reflections of cars in cars. My car's in the car. Their car's in my car. Like, it's just freaking awesome. Any shop window that is a window. Oh. I knew it was coming. Anyone playing GTA online is a dick. Like, this guy's just proving it. Look, he's like, oh, I'm clever because my car's like bulletproof because I'm a dickhead. Just the a-holes. Like, playing my first GTA. Look, little Belland playing my first GTA. Bye bye, Belland. See, he'll chase me down now and shoot me again. Like he's gaining something. But again, as I was saying, like, my reflections are in everything. It's freaking awesome. See, look, you can't leave me alone, look. I'm not bothering him in any way, shape or form. But you just can't leave me alone, like. You can't take the fact that no one wants to play with him. But he hates it, like, look, I'm pissing him off more by ignoring him, look. Look. I'm actually pissing him off more by ignoring him, look. Look, he's getting. This is kind of fun to just ignore this guy. He's getting well pissed off. Oh, I'm close, bro. You almost killed me. Next one will kill me. Did he just bugger off at me? No, he's waiting for me to get in the vehicle. I'm just gonna walk off. There you go. You happy now, Tom6791? I will leave this in the video because it's kind of comical. As you can see. Oh, it started. I love the RT reflections under the car for the neon kits. It looks so good. And the neon on this car looks so good because it glows up if you get just the right thing. It started to glow there because of the pavement's a bit brighter. You get over the top of something white and it proper glows. But as it gets darker, it'll be more prevalent, more prominent. Yeah, look at that light, it's so cool. Oh, those reflections under the car. They're almost worth having this mode just for that, like, the fact that, look at those stripes, look at that. That's so cool. It looks so good, man. The ground kit it's next level. It looks so good, and the reflections from underneath look so good, especially in the evenings and stuff. And then this thing, I think it's down to the combination, the color combination that I've got on. But like, oh, when you've not got street lights pointing at you, and you go over something white, the car proper glows like it's on like a piece of iron in the forge, you know. So I need to try and see if I can figure out a way of proving that or showing that off. Every time there's something light for me to drive over, there's a fucking street light to ruin it for me. Or a car pointing at me. Fuck off, all of yous. Oh, the lighting looks so good. Yeah, as you can see, the road's a bit lighter here. Can you see it starting to glow there at the bottom? It does it a lot. If you get the right material underneath the car, it does it a lot. Look, if you're gonna kill someone, do it with style and panache and pizzazz. Look at those lights. Oh, I do. Right. And again, drive around at night here. We're in the same situation. Averages of 82. 1% lows on those spikes of 51. But literally averages of 80 FPS. 1440p native on a 3060. With full RT. These are the settings you want to use. Especially if you've got a 3060. These are the settings you want to use. So yeah, guys, can the 3060 run GTA Enhanced natively for 1440p? Oh yeah, oh yeah. With full RT, oh yeah. Look, go out, try these settings. Just do what I said with the lighting and shadows. Choose which high, very high, ultra really, or ultra on the RT, depending on your card really. I've done it mostly to try and keep the FPS up and the quality, up, like, so I found that balance. But that is my balance. Everything maxed out. Pretty much the whole game's maxed out except for those 3 settings. Obviously I don't have depth of field on, and I don't have motion blur, but who does? Let's be fair. So yeah, guys, these are my settings for GTA. I would use them. I would recommend using them. Why not? Look how flat that frame time is. And we're getting 70s, 80s on average. You can't complain at that, can you? On a 3060 at 1440p. Everyone always dogs on this card, and no one ever expects it to run 1440p. But here we are, guys. It is running it smooth as silk. There is no issues. Obviously, I've got a little bit of an overclock on the go, like, but that's neither here nor there. Admittedly, that will help with the 1% lows, the overclock. That's most of what I see from an overclock in this card, 1% lows. Right, anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like this content, please let me know. I will be getting a new GPU by the end of the month, so we will be seeing if I can get this to be a bit higher up the list than 40th on Port Royale's 3D Mark's Port Royale leaderboard. It's currently 40th, and I would like her to retire with a better score than 40th. So we're going to see how far we can push this once I've got a replacement card, obviously. So I will be upgrading, and then obviously I'll show you the difference in my upgrade. I want to take you guys along on the journey. But with this one, definitely GTA 5 enhanced. Can you play it on the 3060? Yes. Can you max out the graphics on the 3060 at 1440p? Yes. Can you max out the RT at 1440p? Yes. And you're getting 60 plus FPS if you keep to my settings. So go try them out, guys. Let me know. Let me know what you think. Let me know how it run. Try my settings on different cards. Let me know. Please drop a comment down below if you've tried these settings on a different card, and what sort of FPS on average you're getting, so we can let people know. But to me, these are the best settings for GTA 5 enhanced. These are the best settings to run, especially if you want to use that RT. It looks freaking awesome. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one, guys. I love you, bye.